it's review time! Also, I'm kind of not wearing the appropriate shirt for this. I sadly don't have a One Piece shirt for this. Speaking of which, yes, today we are back to reviewing some more One Piece episodes. Apologies if I didn't, get back to, episodes, reviewing episodes. I've been kind of busy with other things. Plus, just been trying to, get ready for the spooky month season and all that. Although today's episode may get a little spooky for some reason. But today we're actually going to be taking a look at episodes 3 and 4, mostly because me and my family watched both episodes back to back because it kind of split into a two-parter. I don't know if the other episodes are going to be like that. We'll see what happens. But anyway, let's dive right into the episodes. So right off the bat, we are actually introduced to, honestly, one of my second favorite characters. Well, no, technically third favorite character in One Piece. Our boy Usopp, who surprisingly does not have the long nose. I think there was a story behind that, why he didn't have the long nose, so I'm not going to go into details of it. If you guys know the story, let me know in the comment section down below. Something like that. But we start off with his backstory at a young age where he liked to go around saying that the pirates are coming. Now, the reason for this was because he was hoping that one of his, his dad would come back because he's also part of a pirate gang. And we kind of actually learned a little interesting secret about his dad, who he used to work for and what, pirate gang he worked for. There's also the fact that his mom is also sick and she kind of dies in this episode. Well, actually, no, technically she dies in the flashback of episode 4. Spoilers for episode 4 if anyone has not watched those episodes yet. But yeah, that's basically what happens to Usopp's mom, and now he's basically older, still doing the same thing, and now the town doesn't really, respect him, basically. So he ends up meeting Luffy and the gang, who are now looking for a new ship, while also still working on, navigating the map and everything. They come across Usopp, but he doesn't happen to own the ship. But he knows someone who does own the ship, well, the entire shipyard, and it happens to be a girl that he's kind of in love with. I don't know, they don't really share a love relationship. It's more like a, friendly kids, basically friendly relationship. I don't know why I said friendly kids or whatever. I can't even talk. And this lady happens to be, watched over by one of the creepiest guys you will ever see in both episodes. And that is this man right here, Clawdor. Now, I was really confused on, who this guy was and if he was a character from the show. So I actually looked up the original character name. Yes, this was the guy I was thinking of that has the crazy Freddy Krueger razor blade things in his fingers. And I gotta say, I like this character. He's probably the most disturbing yet awesome villain character in this series. And yeah, he is a pirate. It's kind of revealed by the end of episode 3 that, yes, he is a pirate and he's actually the captain of the Black Cat Pirates, which were mentioned in the very first episode of this adaptation. And I'll talk about them once we get into episode 4. That kind of thing. I don't know if I'll be able to split this video into 2 parts, but I actually might. I might do this as a 2-part, so we'll see what happens. But I will split this up into 2 parts as best as I can. But yeah, he's kind of the leader of the Black Cats, and surprisingly, one of his Black Cat-like pirates knocks out Zoro easily with a bottle, which is kind of stupid when you think about it. Luffy basically eats a poison that puts him in a sleep, and big surprise to make things worse, the Marines show up and capture Luffy. So yeah, a lot of stuff is happening. And surprisingly, the main girl that Usopp is in love with, or has a friendly relationship with, she's sick. And also, this guy poisoned her. So yeah, just pile up all the bad things on our heroes in this first episode. So thanks for that. And that is where I'm going to end this part off on the video. I will do a part 2 of me covering episode 4. I thought I could do both episodes in one video, but sadly it's not in the cards for me. I gotta say, I actually like this introduction to this character. Because you think, he starts off like this really calm, nice guy because he cares about this girl that he's watching over. But you find out, yeah, he's only doing it so he can get control of the shipyard and basically, you know, be the most powerful pirate and everything with all these ships at his command with his Black Cat pirates. Like I said, I'll get to talk about them when we get into episode 4, when they fully reveal themselves to the audience and to pretty much just our heroes, basically. I think this was an episode where, you know, Zoro kind of fell a bit, because him getting hit by a bottle from behind was kind of laughable. Nami surprisingly gets more little character development in this episode when she becomes friends with, I forgot the name of the girl. You know, let me know in the comment section down below so I'll remember for part 2 what the name of the girl is that, you know, Usopp is in a relationship with. And yeah, I actually do like Usopp in this episode. I like his introduction a lot. I will have to look at the anime episode to see, like, how his introduction goes, but you get the point. Anyway, I'll see you guys for part 2 when I take a look at episode 4. Though, also, I probably should say what my rating for episode 3 is. I would say it's a definite, let's say 9.1 out of 10. Okay, we're back with part 2 on our review of episodes 3 and 4 of the live-action One Piece. I will be posting this on my YouTube channel also, so hopefully it goes well, and it'll be like all one video, so hopefully you guys can catch it. Anyway, with that being said, let's continue on with episode 4. And yes, this is the point where I said we will get to talk about the Black Cat Pirates. I gotta say, I don't really like their costumes in this. They feel like cosplay costumes of, like, One Piece characters, which is very, very odd. It's a weird costume choice, I'm just gonna say that. The fight with them and Zoro, though, is fun to watch. It's actually a very fun fight to watch. The fight with Luffy and Clawdor, I'm probably mispronouncing his name. The fight between those two is actually really fun, because, you know, Luffy, you think he wasn't going to survive this fight, but he is surprisingly very, very clever when it comes to fighting, because he just, like, stands there and he's listening for where Clawdor is, like, teleporting and everything. That's some good telegraph fighting. And he introduces one of his new attacks, the Gum Gum Bell, which is just a stretchy headbutt, which, again, pretty much like the fight with, yeah, surprisingly a lot of the fights in this, a lot of the characters don't really die. A lot of the main, like, villain characters don't really die. They just survive, so they can come back for another fight, basically. Other than that, there's also a thing going on with Buggy. Yeah, Buggy makes a comeback in this episode, and he's actually meeting with, Arlong. I think I remember seeing Arlong in some TikTok posts about the show. Yeah, he's some kind of sawtooth fish man, so hopefully once we get into the more episodes, we will see how that goes. But yeah, Luffy, I should probably explain, Luffy escapes because, you know, Kobe is there and he lets him go, basically. Oh, well, he doesn't try to let him go, he just, like, is about to get arrested, but still, he lets him go. He basically just lets him go, so he's fine to, like, free to go, basically. The way they end this episode off is kind of a crazy twist. So, the other Marines basically catch up with, of course, the main one leading them. I immediately forgot his name, so, sorry, Garp, that's his name. Garp and his whole crew find them, but the way they end off this episode with the surprising twist, Garp is Luffy's grandfather. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, other than all that, that was my review on episodes 3 and 4. Definitely, I think, is probably my favorite 2 episodes so far. I mean, the one with Buggy introduced was probably my favorite for a while, but this 2-parter was actually pretty good. It introduced a really cool villain that has a really interesting power. I don't think it was a devil fruit, though, surprisingly. I don't think they mention it's a devil fruit. They probably mention it in the anime or something, or if it's just a normal power that he has that the Black Cat Pirates can possess. Or just him, basically, since he's the leader of the Black Cat Pirates. But yeah, really interesting villain to show off. Love that we got to see a little bit of my boy Usopp in this, so that's pretty cool. The surprised, like, twist at the end of the episode, though, that's what got me interested in episode 4. So I don't know. We'll see what happens once we continue on with the rest of the episodes. I'm excited to see where this season ends up. So, that being said, what do I give episodes 3 and 4? Or what do I give episode 4, basically? I'm sorry, I'm talking about episode 4. I say I give it a perfect 10 out of 10. Favorite episode of mine so far. Really well done. So, there's that.